What's up, y'all? It's Mike Holloway, winner of Survivor Worlds Apart. And you're about to listen to a podcast with two best friends that love to talk about the game that we all love, Survivor. So sit back, grab a Dr. Pepper, because I'm 155,000% sure you're about to love to listen to Dwaine and Dave. Take it away, guys.
Hey, everybody. This is Survivor Talk with D&D. I'm Dwaine.
And this is Dave.
And we're just two best friends talking about the show we love, Survivor. Anyway, welcome to the show. This is a Wednesday night edition because El Dueno is traveling tomorrow. And my thought was, David, I would get to Texas. I'd set up my equipment in the hotel room, and we would podcast like normal, have Miko's Challenge, have all the wonderful stuff we normally do. And my wife said, no, you're going with me to my parents' house. So, we are recording live tonight. And,
because happy wife, happy life. There you go.
That's right. Happy wife, happy life. I haven't packed yet for our trip. So when we get done with this, I will be, I will be editing, producing, posting, updating website, all that good stuff. And then I get to pack. Oh. And then we're leaving at like 6 in the morning.
My list is not that long. Bailey's coming in for the weekend, and so I'll be cleaning her room. What serves as her room now that she doesn't live here anymore.
Oh,
so nice. That's what I'll be doing tonight, and cleaning the house because we have a birthday party on Saturday, and hopefully we don't get rained in Sunday night with this hurricane coming through and stuff. So
you got a hurricane, Hurricane Joaquin.
Yes,
right,
exactly.
Hurricane Joaquin. It's like somebody wrote on our Facebook group, Survivor has helped the English language. Everyone knows how to pronounce Hurricane Joaquin. So, but anyway, tonight is our recap / discussion of episode 2 of Survivor Cambodia Second Chance, Survivor MacGyver. And who got the credit for that?
Mr. Fishback.
Mr. Fishback. Way to go, David. David gets how many points for that on our Survivor Challenge?
Shane, I think for episode 2, it's like 22 points. So.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Hey, I gotta take all I can get because I'm dropping like flies, but man, I'm getting some confessionals.
Man.
So
okay, so I have an initial thought, David.
Yes.
This is my initial thought. Second Chance / All-Star / Best Season Ever / if you ever want to get someone hooked on Survivor, watch Survivor Second Chance. What an amazing season this is so far.
2 for 2.
I mean, oh my goodness. I was telling Connie, this is amazing. And she goes, yeah, this is good stuff.
Well, see, I try to tell that to Gracie, and she's already seen the first half of the episode. So, she was, yeah, I've already seen that. Yeah, that was good, yeah.
Yeah. My second initial thought is, Varner is this close, if not this close, to being the absolute most enjoyable person I've ever watched on Survivor to date. I love the guy. Varner, I love you.
Yeah, if he goes, it would be a sad episode. It will be sad.
I know. I don't want him to go. I want Varner to come talk strategy with me. I mean, he's awesome. I love him. He's so great. And he even has the old sleeves for when it's chilly outside.
That's right.
He can just pull them on.
He even got away with not being called out about the vote last time. I mean, we didn't get 1 second of, hey, why did you flip? No, it wasn't that. It was like a mercy. Thank you, Varner, for coming back to us and letting us vote with you this time.
Yes. It's like Varner goes up to Terry and is like, let me tell you how it works, buddy. Let me give you a little new school.
Did you get the wake-up call? Because you needed it.
Yeah.
Now you're ready to play.
It's time for the wake-up call.
That's right.
That's right. I wished I had time to queue up Spy Shack, Tony Spy Shack.
I was going to text you and tell you to get it ready, but you hadn't started watching yet, and I didn't want to spoil it for you, but that was great.
Oh, man. That was wonderful. I loved it. I'm looking for a Spy Shack.
That should have been a category going forward. Whoever says Spy Shack gets 5 points.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so those are my 2 initial thoughts. Well, I guess I have another one. Do Do you have any? You want to throw one in before I give my last one?
Well, I thank you for asking, Dwayne. I'd love to give you an initial thought. I thought you were just going to go for the first half hour and then just start into the episode. So, yes, I'd love to give you initial thought. Usually you offer, and I might take it up sometime.
I know. Hey, I'm off my game tonight, buddy.
You just turned off the TV, so yeah, I'll offer you for that. My initial thought was two of the smartest people that know about Survivor, that can play Survivor, broke a cardinal sin of Survivor. You have to take care of the lowest member of your alliance.
Yep.
It was a shame it happened, but it happened. And that was my first thought. And Abby is hot or cold. If she says she's good, you should be worried because she's really good. If she says she's bad and she needs tending to. If you're going to keep her in the game, you got to tend to her. But at the same time, these two awesome players failed to take care of one of the situations. And I don't even want to give credit to who said it because I didn't say it first. But I know I've read it in Andy's stuff and Steve's stuff and other people's stuff. But you got to take care of the lowest member. I think it might have been Cochran that said it. Got to take care of the lowest member of your alliance. And my other thought was, I might be dropping like flies, but I sure got a lot of confessionals tonight. I got the title tonight.
Did you?
Still got the idol in Kelly's pocket. So
yes.
I hope I got you by like 30 points tonight because I'm really going to need it coming up in the next few episodes.
Yeah, you are going to need it.
It's like that first quarter. I need 3 touchdowns in the first quarter just so you don't come back too quick in the second half.
That's right. Although, let's hope I'm not having a Shirin game. Doing really great the first, or let's hope you're not having a Shirin game. Doing really well the first couple and then I take over.
Yeah. Shoo. I hope not.
But yeah, hey, tonight's episode, a great example of not leaving somebody out on the shore by themselves. They didn't take care of their weakest link their supposed weakest player.
And I'm with you on this being such an ultra entertaining season with the returning players, with the second chance opportunities, and them all realizing that, constantly talking about fixing what they did before. But what a different contrast we got from the two tribes. From one tribe is in third and fourth gear the whole time. The other tribe is in first gear. They don't even seem to be talking about anything but each other and their families and stuff. Two totally different atmospheres going on. But,
well, granted, though, we get, 15 minutes out of 3 days?
Yeah.
So,
but I
don't know.
It just seems odd that that's what they're giving us. We're not even getting anybody successfully looking for the idol or the clue or anything. So,
yeah.
I know
we'll get to that.
Yeah.
I know we'll get to it, but I think they showed us that because it's a change in Cass's attitude towards the game.
Yes. We got some. You're right.
It also shows, Jeremy got to learn a little bit about Jeremy. So we'll talk about that in just a little bit. So.
Yes, yeah. Spoiler alert: Val's pregnant. So in case you didn't know.
Yeah, Val. If you didn't know that. All right. So my last initial thought, I completely forgot what it was. So.
Oh, sorry.
Let's go ahead and no, hey, it's okay. Let's go ahead and start the.
Sorry, I'm not sorry anyway. But from this point on, I'm not going to be worried about strategy and initial reactions. I'm going to be worried about relationships. From this point on, if you'll podcast with me next week, I'll just focus on relationships.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Are you going to, wink at me and smile really big as you hand me my torch whenever we leave the room?
I'll hand your microphone to you, and we'll be ready to go.
There you go. Man, I felt that was true raw emotion from Spencer tonight.
Yep.
Yep.
We'll get to it.
Man, that was awesome. Okay. Normally, I talk us through the show, but I didn't take notes. David did, so it's going to be a little weird tonight for me. But go for it, Dave. Get us rolling.
Well, when I was watching the Previously On, which I usually don't watch, it was like all women. It started out with Kelly at the finale of the last season. Then all the confessionals were women. I'm like, man, they're really setting us up for some sort of female push here. And then it switched tribes, and that's what I realized they were talking about one tribe. But anyway, to start the episode, Kelly Wigglesworth talks about who's setting the pace right away. She's still, wow, that was a shock at Tribal Council, but she named Shirin and Spencer as setting the pace, which my first thought was, good. Whitworth is not out in the forefront. She's not seen necessarily as a threat, as a pace setter, because Spencer and Shirin became targets immediately. And but she even said, I love this old school, new school references. Kelly says, my alliance really needs to pick up the pace because we are not keeping up with these new schoolers. So that was really neat. And I wrote down this game on, okay, say the name of this tribe. Takeo.
The Takeo.
Takeo. Oh, wow. I really blew that in the video this morning. Okay.
Not Takeo or Takeo. Go ahead.
I still like taco. But anyway.
Taco.
But I wrote down, this game started in Takeo. Is that what you said? What did you say?
Takeo.
Takeo. How do I write that phonetically? Takeo. Okay.
Takeo. David, we're going to get a review that says these guys can't even pronounce the tribe names.
Okay, the Green Tribe.
Yeah, there you go. The Green Tribe.
I wrote down that the Green Tribe is starting in fourth gear or in high gear. And as it turns out, that was the downfall of Spencer and Shirin, that they started in high gear. You got to, come on, you only got 10 people. You got to play the social game with 10 people. You got 48 hours before a challenge or before you move on. You got to play the social game with only 10 people. Yeah. So that's, they admitted it. Even Shirin admitted it. I messed up and I should have done better.
Yeah.
So
is this the, during this first scene, is that whenever we get Spencer talking about how he found that one person with whom he can play and with whom he can talk, and he just really likes Shirin? Was it this early? Even if it wasn't, still, it's just cool that he said that. Unfortunately, this is a Max and Shirin mirror.
Yeah.
Other than, Shirin and Spencer, they did have people until Shirin and the rest of the group messed up with one of their players.
Right. Because last week,
very volatile player.
Yeah, last week it seemed like Spencer and Kelly were forming this group and had more people join in, and then Shirin appears and starts talking in the group and is part of the group. We get more from her with Varner, but they made it clear. Spencer and Shirin were the pace setters here. They were the organizers. Yeah. They were quickly seen as strategists and threats. Very smart, working very quick, and which makes other people nervous. And if the majority is not going at your speed, you better slow down and get back with the pack. If you're walking ahead of the pack, you need to stop and get back in the middle of the pack. And that's what Spencer did at Tribal.
And it broke his heart to do it. And to be honest with you, he and Shirin probably talked about it beforehand. Look, I know you're going to write my name down. I'm going to have to write your name down, and we're both going to try to save ourselves. But Spencer was really close to Shirin. This was really tough on Spencer. It was really tough on Spencer.
And I know you don't want me to bring up Durham Warrior Survival Challenge a lot in Maine, but that was the neat part about going, was meeting people that like to talk about Survivor and talk about strategy. And Spencer found somebody that could talk at his speed, could talk at his level, and could remember things from different seasons. And that's such a comforting thing to have. Instead of having somebody that's just going to listen and say, yeah, you want to go fish? No, I want to talk, and I want somebody who's going to bounce ideas back and forth and share things. But at the same time, you can't let that separate you from the rest of the tribe. And that was what happened to him.
Yeah. And Spencer, Spencer has new life now because, they're going to swap things up, and he's got new life, new chances, new opportunities.
Yeah. He needs to get, exactly. This is we said this pre-seasons, we were talking about whether it could happen or not, but it's going to ruin somebody's game, could ruin Joe's game, and it could save somebody's game, like Spencer's, who was out second if Shirin didn't go out. So then we get Kelly finally getting out and back into the woods to check out her idol. Yes. And we get some quotes that if you read the Baker's Dozen, you will see a lot of things that Andy picks out in the edit. And Andy doesn't spoil the season, but he really reads seasons and episodes like books and with indexes and with glossaries. He really tears apart a season. It's so intelligent. And he picks out quotes and comments. And Kelly, I'm becoming a Baker now because I'm getting trained by him by reading his things. But he said flat out, talks about things like Kelly wants to do everything she didn't do the first time. Is that a winner's quote? Is that a late game quote? And then she's like, go big or go home. And it's really neat. Whereas later, to me, Jeremy said some things that are probably going to hurt him later on in the game. Mm-hmm. But that was Kelly. Yeah. Did you get anything about Kelly going out into the woods and finally checking out her idol? What did she bury? She buried the clue back or?
No, she buried the idol. She buried it wasn't a clue. It was the idol.
Oh,
so it was idol instructions.
Directions, yeah.
She called it the clue, but it was the idol instructions. Mm-hmm. She's just so used to calling it a clue because,
Right.
But, no, she buried it under some stuff and told the cameraman, you're not allowed to point there unless I'm with you. But my thought was, I'd be a nervous wreck. If I'm her, opening that up, cameraman's watching me, he goes, put it around your neck so that we can see it better. And I'd be a nervous wreck. What if someone walks up and what are you going to do? What are you going to say?
Exactly. Well, that's another thing.
That's what I was thinking. I was stressed out.
Yes.
I was stressing out for her.
Yeah.
Kelly, I was stressing for you.
I do like that she hasn't told anybody yet. I think that's great.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But at the same time, it's a limited edit, like you said earlier. We can only see so much. I mean, with anybody leaves, by on, everybody's talking. What are they doing? They're idol searching. And Kelly's now left twice, and we don't get any comments back at camp about what Kelly's doing. So either they're not concerned, they trust her, or we're just not hearing it.
Right. But who would she talk to? They haven't showed us any close relationship with her. She's sat by Spencer a couple of times.
Right. She was talking to Spencer Varner earlier, yeah.
But other than that, we haven't really seen a lot of Kelly, which is good for Kelly for later on in the game, I would think. We really haven't seen a lot of Kelly, so we don't really know who she's hanging with. However, she sure was able to quickly change to another alliance without any problem.
Yep. That was pretty smooth, yeah.
I kind of have a feeling she and Spencer had been hanging out because we did see her and Spencer together quite often. Mm-hmm. In the previous episode, sitting next to each other. I guess I just said two different things, but so probably what happened was she and Spencer, that she was probably close to Spencer, but then when she talked to Varner, it's like, okay, well, hey, Spencer, it was nice knowing you, but now I'm going with Varner and company.
And everything that happens, like, I guess we haven't gotten there yet, but Varner going to Kelly tells Kelly, okay, so Varner's running the flip. Uh-huh. He's organizing the flip because he's from my first vote alliance, and now he's leading the second vote flip. So that's in the back of Kelly's head. Can we just skip? What?
Can we just talk about the dynamic of this flip? Can we? I mean, I know we're not there yet, but maybe that's just kind of the fun of this style for us tonight.
Yeah.
It's just look at this. So you have an alliance. You have Wigglesworth, Wu, and who else? Terry, right?
Right.
That were on the outs.
Bottom three.
Right? Am I missing anybody else?
No, because it was only four.
Okay, so they're right. So they're on the outs. Abby overhears PG and Shirin. Now, apparently, Shirin and Abby had been very close. They've been talking to each other, and they'd had that connection. I love what Abby said. I wanted to connect with Shirin because of what happened to her. Because that's what happened to me. Abby wanted to have that relationship with Shirin. Now, granted, Abby does not quite understand social dynamics of how to approach conversations. When you're in the middle of talking about building a chimney, you don't interrupt and go, "What's going on with you?" That was awkward.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? But, okay, so back to the whole switch thing. So not only does Shirin walk away, all right, but then they go back and they're laughing out loud. They're not even trying to cover it. And poor Abby's standing out at the beach listening to the whole thing. What did it take? It took Terry Dietz, who was on the bottom, right, to go out to Abby, not even strategically. Just, you know what? This girl's out there by herself. I'm going to go reach out to her. It's not even part of the game. And then they make a connection. From that, because of Varner's connection to Terry, boom, you got the three. And then it grows.
Right.
And next thing you know, the whole dynamic changed. Why? Because people weren't thinking about how are we going to treat this person? Are we going to laugh so that they hear it? And how's it going to affect them? Anyway, just
an
amazing switch all in the course of one night.
Yeah, and not to beat them down too hard, but didn't they watch her first season? Didn't they see how short fused she is? I mean, she's been pretty good not to go off this episode, but at the same time, everything's personal. And I'm sorry, but I don't think she knows how to forgive. She doesn't forget, you know.
No.
but if you take one mark and you're done. But you're right. She's in their alliance, and they're laughing at her in a way that she can see it and hear it. And Terry, I don't think Terry's first reaction was, I got to go get her vote. His first reaction was, that's wrong. That is socially, morally, and personally wrong. I'm going to go out there and talk to her. And as he's talking to her, he realizes we are going full face-to-face conversation here. This girl is opening up to me. I'm going to open up to her, and we're going to form something. This is my chance. Hats off to Terry for seeing an opportunity and jumping on it. And he did the right thing, and then strategically it worked out, obviously, in his favor. And now it tells somebody like Abby, who was so emotionally distraught by what happened, she just wanted somebody to like her. She just wanted somebody to come up to her and say, you're awesome. And what does Varner do? I love you, girl. You're better than you're better than food. I don't want you going anywhere. You're fabulous. That's what somebody like Abby needed to hear. And there's other guys just didn't do it. You know, we don't know if something may have been said, but we did not see it. We saw them laughing, heard them laughing.
And it just shows you how important social game is, right?
Yes.
Because Terry was annoyed by her. I mean, the whole camp was annoyed by Abby. I mean, they even showed Terry, like, you know, he's basically said, you know, you can follow me and try to hear stuff, but I don't think you can run that fast, you know?
Yeah.
And, but then when he sees that moment, he has compassion. And I was telling Connie, Dietz and Savage had a similar edit tonight, right? Because Dietz showed compassion and took himself out of the game and just talked to someone who needed it, and then it brought him into the game, right? It kind of changed the game for him. Savage takes a tribe that's being all, you know, all the stuff they're doing, but Savage takes that moment and changes Cass's game. I don't even think he realizes it. But he had that moment where, you know what, we're not in the game. Let me tell you about how I met my wife. And a moment outside of the game that's probably going to change the game for several people. So he and Dietz had a very similar effect on the game.
You know what really makes an effect in that little moment? Asking Savage a question or saying something about what he just said. Let him know that not only are you listening, but you're taking it in and you want to know more.
Right.
I mean, what a great social thing to do is just to be involved in somebody's conversation. They talk about folding your arms is defensive. You know, putting your chin on your hand is showing you're tired or something. But so many people, including Cass, made comments about what he was saying. It was so neat to see that.
And cried.
Yes, and Cass is like, there's good people playing this game, you know. So I love it. She said, not everybody compartmentalizes like I do. So maybe I shouldn't do that necessarily right now. I should bond more. I love that. And I hate that she's on your tribe, but I love that it came through that way for her, because I'm like, ooh, she's finding an avenue, and she's not Fishback, because Fishback's obviously got this target on him. But anyway, let's go back just a little bit.
Okay.
Because we're doing so well. This is so much. Maybe we'll do this more often. Anyway, but I loved Varner, Shirin, Spencer, Kelly. Spencer said this is a good group. You know, Spencer goes from the highest of highs to the lowest of lows through this episode tonight.
Yes, he does. Yes.
And I love what Varner said. Well, since we're all here, let's pick the next target right now. We haven't even done a challenge, haven't done anything. Let's just pick the next target. And my thought, and I wrote down a little in parentheses, in case we go straight to tribal again. So I like, that's smart, getting that out of the way just in case Probst throws that at him again. And Spencer says, well, somebody in the bottom three, right? Obviously, you know, Wu, Wigglesworth, or Dietz. And then he said, because it's us plus Abby makes 5. Okay, let's see how long that lasts. You know, nothing's going to mess that up. And then Varner, and the whole, and I didn't even mind the foreshadowing that was in this episode about Spencer and Shirin, because from the beginning, Varner comes right out and says, Spencer and Shirin are playing hard, really hard. And Varner got his wake up call before the last tribal council. And yeah, he really did. Yeah. So it goes right from that to Varner to Dietz. And Varner basically says, you need to get up and start playing. You can you can build the shelter all you want. You can start fire, but you need to play. This is not 2001. I love that. He said, this is a different game. We need to get on our bikes here. This is not a treadmill game. This is a bike game. Love that. And he even said, Varner said the right thing, you know. he doesn't want to go to a tie. He had to go with the majority, but he said the right thing to Dietz. I want to go with an old school alliance. I want to go to the end with you guys. That's exactly what you say to whoever's standing in front of you.
Oh, absolutely.
Dwaine, I want to go to the end with you.
Right.
Andy, I want to go to the end with you.
Yeah. Abby, I want to go to the end with you.
Yeah.
Whomever you're speaking with. That's correct.
And then Varner ends the first segment before the edit credits with looking for a spy shack. That was hilarious.
Yeah, that was great. So what, is this when we go to the Bion tribe or what?
Yep, day 4. Bion. I still want to say Best Buy, but Taco and Best Buy. Those are my 2 tribes. But
well, there is a Taco Bueno, so you could say Takeo Bion. Takeo Bion.
Let's go to the pink tribe, the red tribe, whatever they are. And it starts off with Joe. Super amazing, awesome Joe.
Super Joe.
Joe just wants to have fun. And if that's what he's telling people, then maybe that'll work. Maybe it won't work. But instead, he just makes hammocks for everybody. And
talk about cool.
I was thinking last week, Joe wants to be needed and wanted. It's a great thing. That's kind of how Ozzy did for a while. He was the fisher. He fished. He brought in food. He got supplies and stuff. Wants to be needed and wanted. It's a good thing. And I was thinking, but if you're doing so much, you're making a target out of yourself. Last week, I thought he made a target out of himself with the fire and the challenge. This week, I thought he did better by doing the social things, not necessarily the strategic things or the physical things. But he made hammocks. That's just a MacGyver-ish thing to do. Take material, make a hammock out of it. That's not necessarily.
You don't get points for saying MacGyver, David.
Well, Fishback did because he said Survivor MacGyver.
Yes.
But
how much of a target is it really early on? Because if you're that good, then they want to keep you to win challenges. And you are winning challenges. So
I think anybody that saw Worlds Apart knows Joe's a threat. So it's almost like there's not much more he can do to make himself a threat. But at the same time, this was really good socially, I thought, for them to want to keep him around. So, and Fishback points out he's the golden boy. This is Joe, Survivor MacGyver. So he said, this is the guy that you want to keep, you want to take, and then you want to slit his throat at the merge. So once you get to the single game.
Yeah. I don't think Fishback is making it to the merge.
Things are not pointing in that direction. What's the 8 ball say? Odds are not in your favor.
Yeah, odds are not in your favor. But who knows? With next week's switch up to 3 tribes, who knows? I mean, my Dwaine's driving prediction is going to be a shot in the dark.
Exactly.
There's just no way of knowing because I don't know how the tribes get divided up, and I certainly don't know. We just don't know anything. So we haven't, but I'm just saying, it's hard to even speculate.
What we're going to have to do with our video predictions is think who's going to be the unlucky person that gets left out to dry with this shuffle. So
okay. All we can hope for is that CBS's preview helps us figure out who the tribes are, and then we can try to speculate. So I will wait until the preview. I'll probably do my Dwaine's driving predictions like Tuesday or Wednesday.
And I'll do it right
but
after
anyway.
that. I'll do it right after
you'll do it right after mine.
But I think, for the fun of the game, you got to look at people who haven't had a strong edit. People who have just been sitting to the side. But anyway, that's related. So anything else on that scene of Joe in the hammocks and people being happy? Is that where they serve food as well?
Yeah. That tribe was like, a resort. It's the Anglin Resort.
This is where I wrote down, are these people in the same game? Varner's over there running a show and chasing Spencer and Shirin, trying to talk to Dietz and Abby. Meanwhile, these guys are lounging around with hammocks and bananas and plantains and everything they can eat and just chilling out.
Yep. I got a question for you.
Go ahead.
It's totally unrelated. Do you think Bion, the first time they lose, will have to go, well, they're not going to have another chance to lose? I wonder if Bion had lost tonight, if they would have gone directly to Tribal Council.
No, because I think it was only last week, because they would have sent the Green Tribe straight to Tribal Council if that was the plan, I think.
I don't know. See, I'm wondering if it was going to be the first time each tribe goes to Tribal Council, we're going to send them straight. I don't know. Who knows?
I don't think so, because
maybe Dalton will ask Probst and he'll tell us.
I think they tried to catch him off guard the first time. Cool. And from then on, the other one would know because they were there when they said you went straight to Tribal. So anyway.
No, they did not. They were already gone. Bion was already gone whenever he told Takeo you had to go to tribal council.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, go ahead. No, the whole thing about Joe, I think Joe might have even said, if I remember correctly, I was the biggest target. I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna be the person that they want to have around.
Yeah.
And he built like 5 or 6 hammocks.
Yes.
They were all laying around in hammocks.
And he's doing it for everybody. He's not excluding
why?
Nina. He's not excluding Nina or Vince or anybody. He's including everybody in this thing.
Okay. Another thing that's happening that they're not showing us is they have Kimmy lay on the hammock for about 10 minutes. Then they take her out, they lay her on her stomach, and they play checkers on her back.
I was wondering where you were going with that.
Yeah. Kimmy is the checkerboard.
Checkerboard.
Yeah. There you go.
Right. Well, at the end of that, for reference, the end of that, we got our title from Fishback calling Joe the Survivor MacGyver. So thank you, Fishback.
And poor Fishback's underwear, that those long underwear things. I don't even know what they're called, boxer briefs or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, they're good for one day. If you're in a pinch and you have to wear them 2 days for some reason, by the second day, I mean, like you could stick a third leg. And they're just so big. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
Let's see. Susan thinks the reason they went
I knew you were distracted.
To tribal. Well, their chat room is busy. She says she thinks they went because last week the challenge was late. They wanted to film at twilight to get the fire challenge look good last time. I think it was planned. I'm like you. I think the first immunity challenge was planned to go immediately to tribal to catch them off guard. I mean, it worked out the way it did,
yeah.
But yeah. But we go to back to the Green Tribe on day 4. And here we go with the storyline to the end of the episode. Spencer checks in with Abby Maria. Ask how she's doing.
With who? Oh, yeah.
Yep. And then we get Spencer, Abby, PG, and Kelly.
Is this where Abby?
Yes. This is where Kelly and PG were talking. And then Spencer and Abby start talking. And then Spencer asked her about the chimney that they made in China. So he's referencing an old season. And then Abby comes right in and says, no, what are you really talking about?
Yeah, you know what Abby does? Now, Abby, you can correct me if I'm wrong, because I know Abby listens. So, Abby, kind of what I get from you is that you like to catch people off guard. That, yes. I kind of feel like that's her strategy to get people to like reveal something, is to just totally catch them off guard. It makes for very awkward situations, and I don't think it bothers her a bit. I think she loves it. Because she's like, uh-huh.
Well, she has the right.
You're right. That was awkward.
She has the right to break in because she never talks about people behind their backs. She never.
Oh, that's right.
But Spencer called her she wants to start fights. That's what she's here for. And I love, like Varner. I think Spencer feels the same way in the sense that both of them want to take her to the end. Varner points out, why not take her to the end?
Absolutely.
I don't think anybody's going to vote for her, but. And then
she's fabulous.
She's fabulous.
She's fabulous. Abby's fabulous.
Who needs food when you have Abby? So
I know.
I need food. I'll take food over Abby. And then we get Woo, Terry, and Varner talking about the water, and Abby volunteers to go jump into their conversation.
I know. See, that's what I'm saying. She enjoys putting people in awkward situations.
And I love what Terry said. Basically, he said it's none of your business what we're talking about.
Right.
So, but in a much nicer way.
You know what she does? She acts like she caught you doing something, even when she didn't. She always acts like she caught you. And then you're like, no, I didn't cut it. Yeah, see, I caught you. You're like, no,
yes,
I was just talking about a fire. No, I caught you.
You were digging for the idol. No, I was trying to start the fire. You were digging for the idol. I was striking the flint trying to start the fire.
And for some crazy reason, I love it. I love watching Abby.
And
my wife can't stand it. And I love it.
We're getting to see people, how they react to it. And PG, I thought, did well.
I know.
She kind of fought through it and got to the end. But you're right. It's those people. And it's like Abby's going to poke the stick until somebody just goes hands on him and just loses it and doesn't want to stick in the conversation.
It's like I'd be afraid every time Abby walked up. I'd be afraid. I know I'm not talking about her, but she's about to catch me doing it. I don't even know what I'm saying about her, but I must be saying something because she caught me.
She's like the social police. When she walks up, you just want to have your hands up and your mouth shut. I'm not speaking. I'm not pointing at anybody.
I got
I'm
caught.
not doing anything. That's right.
You caught me. I don't know what I was doing, but you caught me.
And Varner calls her the best tool. He didn't call her a goat. He just called her the best tool to go through the game. So I wonder if they're going to be aligned after the shuffle. That still works out.
I don't know, but
all right. So
oh man.
Let me go to.
I'm enjoying
going to buy on. I know it's so entertaining. It's very funny.
Yeah.
And I love that these people are so experienced. You know, we're going to have another second chance season. It'll probably have a different theme, but it's just awesome.
They're going to have a hard time beating this one.
True.
Of course, we're only 2 episodes in, but
yes.
still.
And then we go back to Bion, day 5, and we get Savage talking about his job. And my light just turned. Right in my face. Gosh.
Blinded by the light.
I thought Abby came up for a minute. I didn't know what it was.
David got caught.
No.
Abby busted you.
I'm moving on. So Savage is talking about his work and how, the magazine's on his desk. Wrong time, wrong situation to walk in on.
Right.
There's one. I must be hitting the table. The light keeps turning.
I didn't quite catch this whole story because after it was over, my wife said, boy, that was just a great story. And all I kind of heard was she came up, saw me. I went to my house. She was in it. She left, came back. We got married. I didn't catch the whole story.
Well,
whoa, David. Wow.
Yeah, I will admit, sorry. My light keeps turning. It's got its own life over there. It's turning again. I didn't hear all of it either. Apparently it was a great story.
Apparently it was.
But I heard,
they were crying.
I got the same thing that you did. So I got to the point, and I don't know if it's because I only watched it once, but she was in my house, so I didn't understand why she was in his house.
It's like, how did that,
yeah.
Some people call the police when people are in your house. Instead, he wants to date her. I mean, although, who knows?
So, but
maybe it depends on what she was wearing when he walked in the room.
But it got to a lot of people, like you said, several people were getting choked up. Cass and Tasha and Jeremy. I wrote down that Cass said the guy on Cass was horrible, but this season is just better people. And if they make me a better person, then I'll take it. Yeah. So that was a nice little moment for Cass.
It's going to be interesting to see what she does. I don't know. It was they made a point to show us that.
Right.
For a reason.
She's driving me nuts. Man. I'm sorry. This is driving me nuts.
Every once in a while, I feel like we should be calling Batman for something because your beanie is in the camera.
The light comes up.
It's like there is trouble in Gotham City.
But I wrote, she said not everyone compartmentalized, like we talked about earlier. Real people out here, and she will be too. So I bet she's enjoying. As long as they win, she is probably having a great time. Getting to know these people and talking to these people, it's like a different game for her. Just like Kelly. Different game for Kelly. No dad. She's got an idol. I mean, how much better could it be? And then Jeremy.
Well, and plus Kelly's like in the middle.
Yeah.
Kelly's like just kind of watching which way do I go because I'm,
So exactly. So Jeremy walks off, and I didn't think for a minute he was going idol hunting. I had a feeling he was going to calm himself
not at all.
Because he was completely having family flashbacks, and we learned that Val is pregnant. Congratulations very much.
I didn't even know he was married.
He might not have been after that Redemption Island fiasco, but anyway.
I don't think I ever heard him talk about his wife before. Is this the first time he's mentioned her?
Nah, I think he did in the first episode.
Yeah. How about Fishback, though? I mean, Fishback, we're in a very emotional time. Everybody's in the tent crying. Where's Jeremy? He could be idol hunting.
Do you think he's out looking for idols?
Because that's what I would be doing right now. Why are y'all crying? I'm very confused.
And I don't know if it was the right time or not, but Savage's face for Fishback was like, no, we already declared that about you. We're not buying that for you to say it.
No, we're not looking. We figured you'd already found it.
Yeah, we thought you already found it because you were out by yourself last time.
We haven't seen you in 2 days, Fishback. You're out in Probst Pond. But anyway, you're right.
Jeremy talks about Val being pregnant. He knows he's a target. People are going to come after him. But he's not going to tell anybody because I don't think he wants that to be a sympathetic vote if he gets to the end, which to me, an alarm went off. My Baker alarm went off and said he's going to tell somebody. And that's going to be the mistake.
You think so?
Because last week, Andy, I know Andy pointed out and other people did too. He said somebody had to be crazy to mess this up or somebody's, to mess something up. And they think that would be a sign that he's going to mess up. And I almost thought because Savage goes out to the water when he's out there and talks about it and has a great guy-to-guy moment. You good? Yeah, I just had to go for a minute, collect myself, think about Val and stuff. And it was a really good moment. And I just thought he was going to say, she's pregnant, and it just hit me. I'm like, dude, you just said you're not going to tell anybody that she's pregnant.
But he didn't.
He did not. He did not. So, but that's my prediction. My bold prediction is that he's going to tell somebody that she's pregnant and it's going to get out to the wrong person. But anyway, and then sure enough, Savage shows his loyalty to Jeremy, which is a good bond there, and says, hey, let me tell you what the idol hunter was talking about. He was talking about you going idol hunting. And Jeremy was almost offended. Like, dude. But that's to me, that is a lock right there. Savage and Jeremy. They're like two birds of a feather, and they're just, I don't know, they remind me of Dietz. They're the type of people that would go out and sit with somebody that's upset.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
And it's,
again, this whole tribe swap's gonna,
but it's really these moments, there's the strategy moments, there's the social moments, there's the physical moments, and then there's the real moments. Dietz going out to Abby was a real moment. And I think Savage going out to Jeremy was a real moment. He probably wanted to tell him what Fishback said to get that on his side, make sure Fishback was the target. But at the same time, Jeremy walking away was a real moment. And the editing's been really good, I think, with these two episodes, showing us all these sides. And then Savage says, Fish's time will be limited. And Dwaine goes, I could be right. So.
No,
not this time.
No. And you know what? I don't care what the situation is. And he'll probably go home next week, but I'm not going to predict Fishback next week. He'll probably go home next week, but I'm not going to predict it because that's twice in a row. This driving predictions things is going to end up being my downfall because I'm never good at picking who goes home.
But you are helping our friends know who not to pick. So that you're really doing a service. What? That's your public service.
That's my public service. Okay. All right. Go on. You're doing really well at this, David. Keep it up. Keep it up.
I don't know how well I'll do again because Gracie wasn't too happy with me pausing every 5 seconds to write down notes.
Welcome to my world.
Yes.
Well, last time, whenever we used to record on Wednesday nights, my wife would be like, stop pausing. I'm sorry, honey. I got to write notes.
Yes.
So now I do that on the second watch when I'm by myself. But anyway, go ahead.
So moving on back to the Green Tribe. I'm not even going to say that name anymore. Takeo. Okay. I'm going to get ripped for that on our Facebook page. I know that right now.
You know what, y'all? You should rip him for that.
And for recording vertically with my iPhone.
Yeah, what's up with that?
It's lazy. I don't care. I'm sorry. Moving on. Since I have the notes.
Go ahead.
Susan Appleby is going to post the link in the comments to the page about where Probst says something about why they went immediately to tribal last week. So I'm looking forward to reading that. But she don't want to get away from the page she's in now, but she's going to share it with us. So thank you for doing that.
Okay.
And
so this thing called tabs on your browser. It's called tabs. You can have more than one window open.
Tab is a soda. Anyway. I don't drink soda.
You don't know what they are either?
I don't.
Go ahead.
Back to the Green Tribe. It's night 5, and we get Shirin and PG talking about babysitting Abby.
Yeah.
And it's one thing that's actually a bonding moment for PG and Shirin. However, it's not a smart moment when you don't look around and see where people are when you start talking about it. My grandmama always used to say, if you got something bad to say about somebody, just make sure they're out of the room.
You know what probably happened? There was, because there was the cameraman on Abby,
I knew you were going
right?
there.
So there was the cameraman on Abby, and there was the cameraman on the PG and Shirin. And the cameraman on Abby saw Abby go and went, I'm not walking because they'll see me. So she literally, this is my bold prediction. Or my bold whatever, that Abby had the advantage of not having a cameraman follow her up there. Because why not? If I was a cameraman, I'd be like, go.
I thought you were going to say the cameraman suggested she go in that direction.
No, I'm not a conspiracy theorist.
So anyway,
we'll leave that to the Baker man.
Abby hears PG and kind of erupts.
Yeah, I guess it does. Could you imagine how embarrassed PG was? I mean, this is one of the rare moments when Abby walks up on you and you actually are doing something wrong.
Yes. It's dark, no Abby, all of a sudden Abby. And you just said all these things about her.
It's awkward enough when you're not, and it makes you feel like you are, but when you really are, yeah, poor PG. And Shirin's just like, I'm going to tiptoe away.
So why do you think Shirin left?
Well, she said because it got really awkward and she didn't want to be there.
Okay.
And Shirin's predicament was she wanted to have Abby's back, but she was bonding with PG and didn't want to. She was in an alliance with both of them, so having one of their backs was going to cause problems. So the best thing to her was just to walk off and let them handle it.
But it wasn't the best thing.
Obviously. It wasn't the best thing.
But the worst part is that this is really where the strategy and the social and the real life mix. Because in real life, when you've got two people that you're trying to work with or align with or be friends with, you can't leave them to destroy each other. You have to stay and be the person that either separates them or helps them, brings them into a conversation. And of course,
it's a mediator.
It's easy for us to say that in hindsight about this, but yes, a mediator. And I know it might have been hard on Shirin, given to what she's been through in the past and stuff, but at the same time, this is still a game. This is part of the game itself, and you got to think of it that way because it's, things come back, unfortunately. So, and then they go their separate ways. I guess PG walks to the shelter, apparently, and Abby walks away, and then PG is confronted with all the alliance right there. Even Wu, I think, is standing there. And I think it was Shirin or somebody or Kelly that said, "How are you?" And she said, "I'm fine." What she said, "That felt good," or something like that. She said that felt good. Yeah. So, and then for Abby, of course, it didn't. The people that I was aligned with, that I took 4 votes for because they voted for me, those people are over there laughing at me. And what a solitary feeling. There's people that you're supposed to be aligned with. You don't know what's going to happen with the tribes, and all of a sudden they're laughing at you with somebody that you just got in an argument with.
I'd be interested to find out why they felt like they could laugh so loud. I mean, did they think she was further away or something? Because, I just look at all the people that were in that group, and I find it hard to believe that they were all so unaware of the situation to be willing to laugh so loud unless they thought Abby was out of earshot.
Yeah. I wonder, I think Abby, no matter what they were saying, was going to think they were talking about her. And they were to some degree.
But that's different. Well, true. I mean, Abby's going to think you're talking about her anyway.
Right.
But Abby was close enough where she could hear them laughing. So I guess what I'm saying is, surely they must have thought she was too far away to hear them laughing.
Yeah.
Either that or they were just totally out of their minds. Why? Or they weren't concerned about her.
Were they in the peer group pressure where everybody else is laughing and I might as well fit in?
Yeah, well, guess what? That was the change. That was the catalyst.
Yep.
That was the switch hands in the Uno game moment.
Oh, yeah, because that took over more precedence than the argument with PG. Because I think we agree that PG and Abby were never going to become best buds, no matter this relationship that we're having, the friendship. And PG's like, really? We're having a friendship? I'm just talking about building a chimney over there. We really are just talking about a chimney. Oh, no. Oh, okay, fine. That's fine. But, then Dietz goes all real Dietz and says, that's just wrong. I don't care who you are. I don't care whose alliance is what. The way they're treating her is wrong. And he goes out there like a father or like a friend, like anybody, like an uncle or whatever, and starts talking to her. Yeah. And then this whole thing kind of falls into his lap. If it was a strategy move from the beginning, great. If it wasn't, then he recognized it and took it.
I don't think it was.
I don't think it was either.
I don't think it was a strategy move from the beginning.
No, I don't think it was either. I think it was him being Dietz. Right. So, and then it's so funny. It's not. Well, it's funny, but the conversation goes, and it's a sincere conversation. She's admitting how she feels. He's trying to comfort her, and then all of a sudden she goes, "So I now feel open to voting with you all. If you'd like me to do that." Light bulbs are going off all over the place for Dietz. He's like, "Hello." I'm back in the game, baby.
Oh, yeah, we're in a game. Okay. I'll tell Varner.
So we can talk about that now? So you're good? We can talk about a new alliance?
I think Terry was very sincere.
Oh, no. I'm not saying he wasn't sincere. But it's almost like Dietz said, okay, I'll be glad to talk about that now if you want to.
Yeah. I'm telling you, that's why I love Abby. She's like an open book, you know?
But this...
Okay, it is now time for me to be open to vote with you. And then later when she's talking to Shirin, I'm sorry, but no, I don't roll that way. We're voting you.
Yes. If Abby is smiling, you're in trouble. If she is smiling, there's trouble.
I know. Well, okay. Hopefully someday we'll have her on our show and she can smile all she wants.
Yes.
Beautiful smile. Beautiful smile. I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm enjoying watching her play.
But what I enjoyed most about this moment between Dietz and Abby was this is Dietz correcting what he didn't do right the first time he played.
Yes. And
the neat part was this was Dietz being real and it working to his favor in the social game. It's been a while since I've watched Panama, but that's the big thing on Dietz is that he didn't play a good social game. But this is him playing a social game, but it's him being real. So it's such a neat thing that he got to be himself, but at the same time it worked to his social favor. And it's almost like, this is what I need to be doing to get my social game going. So I'm not so much a strategic threat, or a challenge threat. This is what I need to continue doing to get my social game going. So, what are you taking, a selfie while you're on the...
No, I was doing a Snapchat.
Okay. So anyway, too many things going on right now. This is what happens when you don't have notes and you have too much free time over there.
I know.
Okay, so Abby offers her vote to Dietz's alliance, which he's glad to take. And we've already had Varner talking to Dietz. So Dietz is feeling even better now that this is going on.
Right.
So we're still with the Green Tribe, and it's now day 6. And Abby and Varner looks like they're having a twilight conversation because it's like gray, or it's like, it's like sun's getting ready to come up, early morning. And Varner basically says that it sounds like she just told him what she went through the night before. She probably says, I feel alone, I'm on the outs. And Susan just had a good point in our chat room that Abby, she thinks that the people sitting in the shack in the shelter were not concerned because she didn't think Abby would go back to the people that voted for her, which is a kind of a fair thought because once you turn on Abby, you're dead to her, Yeah. So, but
okay,
that's her words, not mine.
No. I'm not questioning what the person in the chat room said. I'm just saying, when someone's hurt like that, that's a bigger emotional investment than you voted for me.
Oh, yeah.
Now it's you laughed at me, and Terry came and rescued me.
Yes.
Oh, wow. And Probst bringing that up later on to Shirin. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, I know you weren't talking about the Susan's words. I thought you were talking about my words that she's dead to me. I said those are Abby's words. But anyway, because I think a great attribute in Survivor is getting over what happens on day 2 to deal with something else on day 3. And Abby obviously did. She was willing to look past the votes and move on because she saw another opportunity.
Yep.
But Varner loves her, doesn't want her to go. Great conversation by Varner to pull her in as well.
Varner was awesome.
It might have been.
I love how you are. It turns me on.
This could have even been. I know. He is so good. I'm so glad he's on this season.
We're just going to have a great time today. And he's flapping his arms.
Let me put my sleeves back on.
Yeah, let me put my sleeves back on.
I wonder if Dietz went to Varner and said, hey, we might have another one in Abby. I just talked to her.
Heck
She's vulnerable. Make sure you talk to her this morning.
Don't you think? Yeah, absolutely. Make sure you make Abby feel good. And make her feel joyful.
Yes, because she even says they find me a joy. And Abby has the most real smile on her face. And I'm thinking,
she does.
They find you a joy and a vote. And yes, you better believe they find you as a joy because you're going to vote with them next time you need to.
You know what? Because it feels good emotionally to be wanted.
Yes.
And I'm not being silly. I'm being absolutely true. When you're somebody like, no matter who you are, but let's take Abby for example. She she puts people in awkward situations on purpose.
Yes.
Right? And for whatever reason she does that, I don't know. But that's what she does. And it's almost like she is always distant. You know? She keeps herself at a distance from you. So for her to have someone just say, I think you're fabulous.
Yes.
I could just eat you up. You're awesome. I mean, that's just, yeah.
And it wasn't because you give fish or you're good at challenges. It was a person-to-person conversation.
Yeah.
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 But and it's so funny that these points are overlapping in this episode when Cass was talking about emotions. At the end of Kagayan, there were no emotions. It was all cutthroat, vote him out. The only emotion was Wu, I think, making the decision for Tony instead of Cass. I think he went with his heart there, made the wrong decision, obviously, but that was him on emotion. Whereas, stop making faces. Whereas,
no, I was trying to make a Wu face.
Oh, gotcha. Whereas this early in the game, you don't know, things are still not in concrete, so you don't know.
Right.
You have to look for emotional opportunities. And that's just another attribute of playing Survivor. And Dietz saw it, took advantage of it. And I was thinking, Abby, that, they're just wanting you for the vote. And sure enough, Abby corrects me, and that she understands this because she says Terry saw the crack and jumped on it. He saw the crack of me away from that group, and he jumped on it.
That's right.
And it's going to work in their favor.
That's right. Is it just me, or is the only expression we are getting from Wu is that of someone who is totally unaware of what's going on? Which I'm sure he is aware of what's going on.
Only because we've seen him before. It's a look of, we didn't play like this.
Right. What?
Poor Wu.
It's like a constant look of, what? Although I love how he handled Shirin and Spencer. Mainly Shirin. It's like, are you kidding? This is like the first time you've talked to me.
Yeah.
I'm going to stick with the numbers, man.
He also has a hurt foot. He cut his foot either the first day or on the first challenge. And
how do you know this?
Because it's in all the articles. Yeah, it is. It's in EW.
CBS has said something about it?
Yeah, it's in the interviews.
Okay.
Talk about it, so.
I was going to say.
Spoiler alert.
But apparently not.
Yeah. Anyway, so then we go to, unless you have something else.
Oh, no, go for it.
The immunity challenge. We are finally at a challenge. One challenge for the episode.
And another amazing looking challenge.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
I tell you what, man, those walls. Woo.
They got bigger.
You know what Varner's? You know how Varner said he was playing last week?
Yeah.
He really was playing that way this
Something bit him on the backside every time he came down the slide.
No, remember what he said? I'm playing blank to the wall.
Oh, yeah.
He really did play blank to the wall. He got his wish.
And did Savage fall off the side of the ramp on the way down?
No.
It looked like he did.
I don't think he fell off the side.
No. Well, he took a hard fall, according to the Probst.
Hey, where were they going to hide the idol if someone had found the clue? I didn't watch that video. Did you?
I want to say Steve
was it at the top of one of the walls?
I think it was at the top pitch of the wall.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
But notice, because I was looking, they never showed us an idol, and I don't think they put one up there. Why? Because they hadn't found the clue.
Well, of course they didn't, because we've already been told that. Since they don't find the clue, they don't get an idol hidden.
I said it last week, and it was under debate.
I was debating whether they should do it that way. So, but I'm agreeing with you. Yes, that's what they came out and said in CBS in public, that there is.
Whatever. I'm just trying to say I was right.
Anyway.
Batman.
Balen wins.
To the movies. Batman. What a great I love the challenge. Loved it.
But I can sympathize with the puzzle going the wrong way. Because that puzzle looked fine to me, but it was right that it was not harmonious. There were a few lines that didn't line up. And, of course, Joe did his and the lines lined up. Yeah,
but he made it sound like when you have it right, it'll be obvious. It's the only way it can truly fit. And yet the other looked pretty darn good to me.
I've seen puzzles and challenges that look correct and are not correct.
Yes, you might have, David.
Yes.
As your tree was drooping instead of going, or it was up instead of drooping down.
Yes.
In what was that? Durham Warriors Survival Challenge.
Yes.
David got beaten by Brooke. From what season was she from?
I want to say Nicaragua.
Yeah. He got beaten by Brooke, who was way far behind.
She was not way far behind.
David, you were the first one to the puzzle and the last one to finish it.
No, I was not the last one. I was
okay,
second.
but you got beat.
Joel said
Brooke.
this amazing comeback. I said, that was an amazing comeback. She walked up right behind me and just started. She was 2-3 pieces behind me. Big deal. Whatever. Moving on.
You got beaten by Brooke.
So once again, Joe comes through.
You know why you got beat by Brooke, don't you? Because you couldn't keep your eyes off her.
She was all the way across the pitch.
I know. I'm just kidding.
Had I seen how far she was, I would have stressed even more.
Yeah, anyway, you would have. You would have.
So Joe once again comes through, finishing the puzzle with Jeremy. After casting Kimmy, didn't quite get it to the end. I like the tagging in and out. I like that. I mean, they did that last year with Worlds Apart, but I like doing that.
Yeah.
And I love Varner's comment. Spencer and Shirin had fate in their hands, and they lost it. How poetic.
Yep. How poetic.
Yep.
I'm telling you. I love Varner.
You know, I usually don't like it
when
they telegraph who's going, but I just got into it this episode because they gave you the whole series. They basically explained it through confessionals and scenes why those two were on the chopping block.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens when when your best confessionals are Varner and he's telling you. So they had no choice.
And Nerd Herd points are racking up every time he comes on the screen. Love it.
Yeah, whatever.
So then we get Spencer having a great moment. Even though we lost, he's happy to have control with Shirin because he feels like now he has people that he can trust, where he didn't have that with, Kagayan. You know, this is just great. Even though they lost, he's still feeling great. And like, hold on to that thought because you're not going to have that thought in about 12 minutes.
Yeah.
So
all it takes is a Shirin and Abby sit on a rock moment.
Yeah. And who goes after him? Varner. Varner's the one that's constantly calling out Spencer and Shirin. They're the ones that are pedaling way ahead of everybody else. We need to take at least one of them out. So PG, Kelly, and Varner are in the water. And I want to say, was it at this point? I thought, yeah. But and they're talking about who to go. And it's Kelly Wigglesworth and PG and Varner. I'm pretty sure, yeah. And Varner called them the two heads on one snake. You know, they're going the same direction. They're together. I love PG's comment when he said, which one would you rather vote out? And PG says, I'll just go with whoever the majority wants to go with. I'm good either way, as long as it's not me, which is everyone but Shirin and Spencer. And I thought, I'm thinking about Kelly not because she's a friend, but because she's my pick, and I want to see how she goes. She's mentioned, they say everyone's in except for Shirin and Spencer. So, wow, Kelly's floating around. She's playing both sides, kind of like Varner. She's right behind Varner, you know? Yeah. So, and then Varner goes right to Kelly, who says, we're a mess. You know, this tribe is in a mess right now. And before Varner can finish saying, we're wanting to vote out Shirin or Spencer, I'm in. I'm good. Yeah. I'm good with that. Way to go, Kelly. Good answer.
You know what she's probably doing is saying, thank you for telling me. I would have because if they hadn't told her,
yes,
she'd have been in some deep trouble.
Yep.
So,
absolutely. Yeah, that's true. Well, that's another great feeling because later on, Abby of course tells, which I think we're coming up to.
Yeah, boy. And who didn't see that coming?
Yeah, Shirin pulls her aside and apologizes for not standing up for her. And I didn't write down the rest of it because when Abby said, yeah, you and Spencer are in trouble, I thought, that just ends the conversation right there. Yeah.
Shirin underestimated the Abby.
The situation, yeah.
No, the Abby. She underestimated the Abby. Abby isn't just a person. She is an adjective. Shirin underestimated the Abby, which is a noun, but oh well anyway.
And then Spencer, after being on a high, after losing, is now on a low. Because Shirin tells him that they are screwed. They're in trouble.
What a confessional.
You
know what, Spencer? I hope you weren't embarrassed by that because I thought that was an amazing confession.
Well, no, it's coming up right after this because they have one more scene.
Well, whatever.
But I understand where you're going because I kind of laughed. I hate to say I laughed, but I guess they went to him because he was new school. No. But who's the person they show Shirin and Spencer go to? It's Wu.
Yeah.
It went to Wu. But, I mean, it could have been at this point they said, okay, Varner's definitely flipped. We're not getting him back. Kelly may have flipped. Dietz is not going to come over, and Wigglesworth isn't going to come over. So let's go to Wu.
They might have gone to more, but Wu was the most fun to show.
I'm sure they did. But, yeah, Wu was the most honest. Like, no. And he looked at Shirin and said, this is our first conversation.
Yeah, he's like, and what's your name again?
Yeah. We're on day 6. Yeah. Day 6. We met on Sunday, and it's Saturday, and or it's Friday, and this is the first time we've talked. I didn't even know you were playing this season. Yeah. How are you?
Wow, I didn't know we had a 9th person on the tribe.
I thought you worked for CBS. So
yeah, I thought you were a producer.
But she goes into the spiel of, you're going to be in trouble after the merge. You need to help us get rid of these people. And he's like, no, I don't think so. I'm good.
That's right.
And they're like, that's not what you say. You're supposed to listen to us for we still got a few more minutes of time here.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, this is our first conversation. And now you want me to turn on my people? No, I'm good. And that's when we get to.
You know what's funny, though?
Yes.
Is Spencer's not even trying to talk Wu into it. Spencer's sitting over there thinking, it would be the stupidest move in the world to come over to us. There's no way Wu's going to do this. I'm just going to sit here and watch.
Yeah, I think Spencer thought, like Susan says, that because she played with Wu, there might have been something there, but Wu was just honest with him. And maybe that's why Wu agreed to go vote Shirin first instead of Spencer. Because taking out Spencer at this point would have been huge, but challenge-wise, they still need Spencer if they're going to compete the next time around. But then we get Spencer's heartfelt confessional right before Tribal Council. He wanted a different experience. Things were going so well, and they just collapsed. Shirin was a solid person. And he says the worst thing now is this early in the game, and I already have to turn on the one person I really wanted to play with. You know,
right.
And that's unfortunately how you play the game. You have to do things you don't want to do to stay in the game. His comment earlier, when Shirin informed him was, I love his thing was, my priority right now is not winning. It's not doing a challenge. It's not picking a final 3. My priority right now is making it 3 more days. Take one day at a time, one segment at a time. Because when he found himself in that spot, that's where he had to be. That was really good. Anything else you want to say about his confessional? I mean,
I've already said
that tore me up too. I mean, Savage's story always, family and husband and wife things always get to me, but Spencer's was just as tough on me. That was really good.
I ain't going nowhere. Survivor's my game. Spencer is my name.
And 3 more days he's lasted, and not only that, because of the tribe swap, longer than that.
I think he's going to be somebody that people want to align with. He's going to be somebody they want to play with.
This is going to change his game completely. It's like I was playing Uno and had the worst possible hand, and then Terry Dietz pulls the switch hands card, and I get a great hand. That's what's happening to Spencer.
Wouldn't you have to pull the card to get a better hand? Because he wouldn't give you his better hand.
It doesn't matter. Dietz is the one that pulled the card. Oh, wait, no, because it's actually Probst that pulled the card, because he's the one that's doing all the switching up.
So, we go to Tribal Council.
Yes, we do.
And he asked Varner, what's the vibe? And the vibe is, we're exhausted because we're watching Spencer and Shirin run around camp all day long, trying to make alliances. We're just tired of watching them.
My first thought was, Varner goes, we're exhausted. And Probst goes, no, that's not what I meant. No, Varner, come on, work with me here.
I love Spencer's, Probst asked Spencer something about previous seasons, come back and playing again. And it's neat because you see the look on their faces when they come back. They take all the pictures. They do all the comments in the groups together. They do the events. They're so happy. And he says, I remember it being so much fun when it was ending and getting back. And all of a sudden we come back in day 6 and it's horrible. It's so much tougher than we thought it was. It's, you forget what it was like. And then Shirin says, well, mine wasn't great the first time. Mine was understandable.
And it's not great the second
exactly. Time. It's not going to go good right now either.
But what almost makes it worse is for Shirin and Spencer is it happens so quickly.
Yes. Less than 6 days.
They really thought they were in a good position. And poor Shirin, that happened to her last season, except Max got voted off.
Right. And another bad thing is, they're going to have to, if Shirin got to play again, she would be targeted immediately just for the same reason. Because she showed how
she'll play again.
I don't think she will either. But I'm just saying.
She might.
But
she might.
What was I going to say? I was going to say something.
She wouldn't play again based on this season, but she could play again based on her other season.
But he goes, Probst asked Kelly, what had happened, and she just brings up who it was. I don't.
Yes,
her answer
very
was
smart.
Her answer was probably longer, which you didn't hear, but we had a smart answer, which according to Anna Baker could be a telltale sign of how far she gets. But she only brings up who it was, which she leaves open to Probst to say, okay, let's go back to those two and talk about them. Kelly says, please do. Don't talk to me anymore. I'm good to go. And Abby shares
How
what
times
happened.
are you going to say in this episode that this is a telltale sign of how far Kelly's going to go in the game? I know she was your first pick, okay? I know you want her to go far, but stop it.
She is leading the herd. The nerd herd. That's right.
The nerd herd.
That's right.
All right.
And a lot of honesty in this. Abby talks about what happened, and Shirin says, I should have gone out and fixed it. And she admits that she didn't, and she wishes she had. But,
yeah.
And then Spencer comes. Go ahead.
And don't you know, Abby, it took everything Abby had in her to not stand up and just go, that's right.
But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to maintain
I'm not going to do that.
I'm going to be calm.
I'm going to count to 10.
That's right.
1,
10. All right. He goes right.
That just doesn't work.
He goes right to Spencer, and I love Spencer. He's like, we don't need a 3-hour tribal council.
Yeah.
We already know.
We don't need code.
He's going, that's right.
We don't need code.
And I love he was honest. And I guess in this sense, honesty could be the best policy. He said, it was too much strategy talk over 6 days, not enough social game. And this is where I was saying, you got to get to know 10 people. Come on, 10 people in 6 days and you don't know them all that well? You got Wu and Shirin having their first conversation in 6 days?
Right.
So, and then he asked.
So,
go ahead.
So look at look at Shirin and Spencer's difference or different ways of trying to save themselves. Shirin appealed to I messed up on my second chance. If I stay, you can give me a third chance, right? And Spencer was, I guarantee you, I will get to know each and every one of you. I've messed up. Give me another opportunity.
Yep.
I like Spencer's better.
Oh yeah, but I like Probst. When Probst needs an answer, when he needs the truth, who does he go to?
Dietz, I guess.
No.
Who?
Varner. When he needs a soundbite, he goes to Varner. He goes to Varner. Yeah. Varner, do these two have a right to be concerned? Oh, yeah. It's one of these two.
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, Spencer makes his plea. And what's so neat was that since everybody knows, spoiler alert, 3 tribes next week, since you and I got 3 buffs, we knew this was coming. Yeah. And we kind of guessed it was going to be next week. But we're like, Spencer, you're right, because you're going to get a new chance to make new friends on a new tribe next week. So, yes, you're all right to make that plea.
Now, the worst thing that could happen to Spencer is he and Fishback hook up. That would be bad. That would be bad. Because then Spencer would get pulled back in.
There could be a tribe of all Nerd Herd or all, was it Cool Cats? Is that y'all's name?
The Cool Kids.
Cool Kids. That would be neat. That was a whole tribe. But I like a lot of good comments, though, still coming from Shirin. Change is hard. She said it can't happen overnight. This was like a breakdown. This was like a counseling session. This was really good. She said, but I made clear mistakes, and I did this. And if I go, it's me. And like you said, if I don't go, it would be like a third chance for me. I made a big mistake, but I'm hoping I get a second chance. And then Probst says, well, you two guys are having like the same season you had last time you both played.
Yeah, how ironic.
Yeah, you're both making the same comments. So, and then we go to the vote. You got anything else for the vote?
I'm glad that they didn't waste time showing us how Takeo figured out to split the vote. We didn't need to know. We didn't need to hear all that. It was enough that they did it. Now, if they hadn't done it, I would have thought they were stupid.
Absolutely.
But, so I'm glad they split the vote. But I'm glad we didn't have to hear all the strategy talk about or all the, minutia of you're going to vote for her and you're going to vote for him.
Right.
We didn't. Yeah.
Even Gracie caught that. She's like, they are going to split the vote, and I said, yeah, it'll split the vote. It won't be all Shirin. It'll be split.
Right.
So I completely agree. Great observation that they didn't show us wasting time sending us out, because the Abby talking to Shirin was much better than listening to a split
Oh,
vote.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Shirin going, we're still good, right? And Abby going,
If Abby smiles, you're in trouble.
I was like, no, we're not actually. Kelly's on board. No, she's not actually. Everybody's on board. No.
With us.
I have a secret.
It's just
You know what, David? The next time I buy you a Christmas present, I'm not telling Abby what it is. Just in case you and her have a talk.
So after Shirin is voted out, Spencer looks at the group and says, I meant every word I said. Thank you guys, because my next tribe is going to love me a lot more.
Yes. Oh, man. What a great episode.
It was. It was good.
Absolutely. I can't wait till next week. It looks like next week's going to be a good one, too.
It does. Oh, right away.
Are you
Especially
there?
with the
Or
Shuffle Tribes. I'm looking up Werner. You said Werner had a prediction. Did you want to read that?
Oh, no, I don't have that pulled up.
I do. I got it pulled up.
Well, so Werner, from not to be confused with Varner.
Yes.
Varner from South Africa, I believe, wrote in because he realized that with us recording right after the show, we weren't going to have any feedback tonight. So he wrote a prediction instead, and David's going to read it.
Howdy, D&D, and all the legends. Well, since there won't be time to send in feedback for this show, I decided to send in a prediction. I predict that Steven won't go home first in his tribe. Watch out, cool kids, because I'm expecting the revenge of the nerds. This is why I'm saying this. The thing about the cool players is that even though they have the strongest voice at camp and a lot of influence, they are normally not in majority. The stronger alpha male leaders think they're in charge of the tribe, but there is a nerd revolution. I predict there will be one. These players that's not in the spotlight will form the Rugrats Alliance. It's like this. Gather the outcast, those that's a bit uncomfortable, those a bit intimidated, and put them together, and boom, you have the Rugrats Alliance. Once again, it's goodbye to the big dogs, Jeremy, Savage, and Joe, each of whom I like. My prediction is Steven stays if Bayon loses, if Takeo loses. Did I say that right?
Takeo.
Green Tribe loses. It's goodbye, Abby. They just can't afford to lose another male.
Well, you were wrong too, Werner.
He was right about they can't afford to lose another male, but he was wrong about which female.
Right.
Cheers that's it. Cheers from South Africa.
Yeah. We didn't really get to see if any of Werner's prediction played out on the Bayon tribe because they didn't really show us anything other than the Andrew Savage, and his wife moment.
And still Steven being at the bottom, from what they can tell.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen,
you write them. We read them. iTunes Reviews.
That's right. It's time for iTunes Reviews. Thank you to all of you who listen and who take the time to write a review on iTunes. We appreciate the 5 stars, but a review's even better. We really appreciate it. Thanks to y'all, when you search Survivor Cambodia or Survivor Second Chance, we are either the first or second podcast that shows up. Now, if you just type in Survivor, we're like 8th. But hey, along in there are like, I survived, the Outback type of stuff. So good for y'all. So we have 2 new iTunes reviews. As usual, I will read who they're from, how many stars, and the title. And if you want to read their actual review, you can go check that out by clicking on the Survivor Talk with D&D logo to the left of the featured area on our website on the front page. So the first one is 5 stars from HGHGHGFGFGFGH via, in other words, someone just typed a bunch of stuff on a keyboard. And it says, D&D rule the Survivor world. Well, I wouldn't go that far, but thank you. Since I know who actually wrote that podcast review, I will say, anyway, thank you. And the other one is from GamerGirl2330, 5 stars, the most entertaining Survivor podcast. Thank you very much. That means a lot. I'm sure. Well, anyway, thank you. She says we're part of the big 3, which I think is a huge, huge compliment to be put in with the other 2. So thank you so much. So that was, my friends, iTunes Reviews. You can leave your reviews at our website, survivortalkwithdnd.com.
You write them. We read them. iTunes reviews.
Unfortunately, this week we do not have a Mikko's challenge.
Nope.
But that's okay.
He may give us a double burner next week.
Oh, Mikko, please don't. I mean, I have a hard enough time with the episode I just watched. There's no way I'll get any from this episode. So please, I beg you, do not include this week's episode. David, do you concur?
I would have no problem if Mikko wanted to include things from this episode. It's his challenge.
Come on,
he can
David,
do whatever he wants.
No, but we're asking him. Don't make me beg. Come on. People already give me a hard time. Don't make me beg. You know you have a clear advantage if he includes this week's episode.
Why do I have a clear advantage?
Because you remember people's birthmarks from a movie 10 years ago or something. You remember everything.
It wasn't a birthmark. It was a scar on his left ankle.
Well, see what I mean?
You only saw it when he climbed the fence to escape the police. But anyway.
But that's the point. You remember everything.
Then why do you agree to these challenges?
Well, I agree to the challenge if it's from the previous episode, not if it's from last week or something. So please, Mikko, I beg you to not do that.
Mikko the man.
It is time for Mikko's challenge.
Mikko, if you only do episode 3 next week, then I will play your Mikko's challenge jingle. But if you include episode 2, no jingle for you.
You know he's going to include it now. I love it. The more you're talking, the more he's going to include it.
This is horrible. All right.
Yeah,
look,
but
y'all.
you're up now 10-8 in the challenge. So your points are going to start doubling. But are going to start decreasing.
That's right. Y'all, it may be a few days before I can get the, my wife might, tomorrow night, Thursday night, hopefully I will be able to update the website with the scores. Okay? So just be patient and be patient as I do that. But anyway, so hey, take a time, visit our website, survivortalkwithdnd.com, or just look up Survivor Talk, or just go to stwdd.com. All 4 bloggers, Shayna, Katya, Alex, and Brian should be writing blogs this week, and that'll be fun. So make sure you check them out. Also, while you're there, David and I love to shop Amazon. That's all I'm saying.
That's all I'm saying.
That's right. We do want to thank our D&D patrons. It's that time of the month again where we get our monthly inflow into our checking account from our D&D patrons. Thank you so much, because it is also the time of the month when we get our monthly outflows from all the web hosting companies and the plugin people and all that kind of good stuff. So thank you very much if you're a D&D patron. That's about all I got. David, you got anything else?
Susan from the chat room just wanted to chime in that she hopes that he does include this week, because it's fun to play from the chat room, the Mikko challenge, but it's so much fun to watch you play Dwaine. So yes. It's the torture that they love.
Yeah.
It's a good thing we're a family show.
I probably should have just not said anything.
You probably shouldn't have. What do I tell you time and time and time again?
Right.
Just don't.
Okay, I'm going to give a shameless plug now. Gosh, I really don't want it. Maybe I shouldn't do this.
No.
Oh, well, I'm going to do it anyway.
You do it after we sign off?
Yeah. If you want to hear the shameless plug, it'll be after we sign off.
Is it non-Survivor related?
Yeah, it's non-Survivor. All right, everybody, thank you so much for listening on a Wednesday night. We had a ton of viewers tonight, which is great, because I know there was other stuff on.
Thank you, ton of viewers.
Thank you. And that's all I got. How about you, Dave?
Another great episode, and I'm good.
All right. If you want to hear my shameless plug, listen to the audio version of the podcast. Bye, y'all.
See ya.
Well, you can tell by the way I play this game, I am really smart, I put you to shame. Tony's loud, who's out to lunch? I've been on the outs, but I played a hunch. You know it's alright, it's okay, I'll let you see another day. They can try to get me out, but they don't know what I'm about. Whether Tony's talking or whether we was falling, I'm staying alive, staying alive. I know he has an idol cause he brought it out of tribal, but I'm staying alive, staying alive. Staying alive, staying alive. Staying alive. Well, now I get Trish, I really do, but I just cannot get this woo. He follows Tony everywhere, sticks to him like lice on hair. You know it's alright, it's okay, I'll let you see another day. They can try to get me out, but they don't know what I'm about. Whether Tony's talking or whether we was falling, I'm staying alive, staying alive. I know he has an idol cause he brought it out of tribal, but I'm staying alive, staying alive. Staying alive, staying alive. Staying alive. I ain't going nowhere. Survivor's my game. Spencer is my name. I ain't going nowhere. Spencer is my name. Staying alive. Well, you can tell by the way that I'm still here. I ain't going home, no need to fear. Trish is next, and then it's Rue. Then Cass, I'm coming after you. And then the next day, it's okay. Tony will be on his way. He won't try to understand his paranoid effect on man. Whether Tony's talking or whether we was falling, I'm staying alive, staying alive. I know he has an idol cause he brought it out of tribal, but I'm staying alive, staying alive. Staying alive, staying alive. Staying alive. I ain't going nowhere. Survivor's my game. Spencer is my name. I ain't going nowhere. Spencer is my name. Stay alive. I ain't going nowhere. Survivor's my game. Spencer is my name. Whoa, I ain't going nowhere. Spencer is my name. Staying alive.
Boom. We're off the air. All right, for those of you who hung around.
I'm still showing live on my screen.
Well, we're not.
Okay, there it goes.
I'm sorry. Now we're not.
Oh, I thought it was just mine. It's your microphone, not mine.
I know, that was horrible.
Yes, it was.
All right. So, if you're listening to the audio podcast, this is part of my personal life. So it's not my voiceover work. Although if you're interested in that, stroudvoice.com. Thank you very much. But, about 6 years ago, I felt like God was calling me to write music for my church, to write worship songs. And I've been fighting it. And because I felt like Moses in front of the burning bush. You know, Moses was like, why in the world would you ask me to save the Israelites from Egypt?
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, why in the world would you ask me to write songs? I'm not a songwriter. And so anyway, after 6 years, I finally got obedient. And I finished a song.
I know.
Finally, I finished. I actually sang it at church tonight.
Did you really?
And yeah, and I'm posting it on my YouTube page under personal videos. I'll probably put it as like original music. I'll start a playlist called original music. But it's called Will You Surrender? And it is a blatantly Christian song. So if you don't want to hear it, you don't have to. That's your prerogative. But if you're interested, it's me sitting in a room playing a piano and singing the song that I wrote.
Did you fix the bridge? Did you add to it, or did you keep the bridge?
Yeah, I did. I shortened it too because I didn't realize it was 6 minutes long. For crying out loud! And I sped it up. I put it up to about 82 beats a minute instead of like 70 or something, or 73 or whatever. So it has a little quicker feel than it did before. And instead of doing 2 verses, a chorus, and then repeating a verse and then going to chorus again, I just do verse 1, chorus, verse 2, chorus, the bridge, and a chorus and a tag. Oh. So, but anyway, awesome. The thing is this song has been like, it's been like 4 years. I've been working on this song for like 4 years that I've kind of lost a lot of objectivity on it. Yeah. You know, it's like, you know, you've been hearing the same song for 4 years. You're like, okay, I don't have to hear that on the radio anymore. So I'm kind of like, okay, I don't have to hear this song anymore. And yet I just finished it. So
now you're going to be hearing it for a while.
Yeah. So anyway, but hey, if you, you know, if you have a church somewhere that wants to use it, I'll send you the chord chart. You can use it. That's fine with me. All right, man. So there you go. That's my shameless plug. I'm actually going to put my song on YouTube. I got to travel a long way tomorrow.
I'm sorry.
Like 10 and a half hours. Is the chat room still active or something? Because that's what you're looking at.
No. I was looking at all the Varner posts on Facebook.
Oh, nice.
People are putting his quotes all over Facebook.
Yeah. Well, anyway, all right. So thanks for hanging around listening to my shameless plug. And I'll be driving all day. While you're listening to this, I'll be listening to an audiobook. There you go. All right.
Sounds good.
All right. See you later, everybody.
Bye.